Hello. It's Friday. It's Friday, friends. And I'm here. I hope some of you will be here. I'm planning to try to stay on for several hours today as I'm experimenting right now as I'm dealing with a lot of other stuff. Once a week, Fridays, long haul. And if you read my description, most people know, but that's okay. I'm going to pick some items in the last 20 minutes to 30 minutes that I really like and do a quick recap. Whoa. For anyone who knows me and has been with me for the last couple of years, the only time you've seen me do a recap is when I'm with other resellers. Or, Karen Chasing Vintage and I on our Wednesdays always did a recap. Yeah, but me, myself, and I doing a recap? First time ever. And I gotta reach out to my sweet, sweet friend Karen. I miss her enormously. She's like my sister. She was there for me, and I was there for her in setting up our vintage businesses. And then we were doing it together, Wednesday's Vintage Vendors. And between her moving and my dad, having so many needs and always going into the hospital and then passing in March, we just have not put that back together. So I keep promising I'm going to reach out to her and ask her if she wants to go back at that, even every other Wednesday. So look for that coming up. And Karen, if you're out there listening, you can call me anytime. I have a really hard time picking up the phone, but I will answer the phone. Okay. So I'm Lucinda. Kind of says that down there. So you probably know. And I love jewelry. I particularly love vintage costume jewelry, but I also don't mind modern pieces. However, my focus is mainly on vintage costume. Some signed, some unsigned. Antique is great when I can find that. Rarely do I bring modern. Hey, Kathy, honey. Hi. Rarely do I do modern costume jewelry unless it grabs me, because I only buy to bring to you what I would bring or wear myself. So, it happens, but not that often. And things are shaking up and shifting, and I'm planning. I've talked about it a lot, but I will never ever abandon my vintage costume jewelry love, my love of all things plastic. But I might experiment with investing in modern, semi-precious stones, gold, silver, all of that, and see what happens. I'm not sure. That's a big investment. And if it didn't work, it would be a big loss. But, I'm playing with it. So Friday is a show and tell format where I hold it up. I talk about it. I give you a price. It's not that much different than any other reseller, except that I will take the time to point out details to you so that when you're out at a yard sale or a thrift store, or you're in someone else's sale, you can make a judgment call on your own about that piece. They're missing it. That's from the 1930s, or they think that's from the 80s. I believe it's from the 50s, So I talk about that, and I love it and want you to talk back to me. Because even though I've been doing this for several decades, I'm always learning. I'm always discovering new names. I'm always discovering something I thought that, for instance, was from the 50s. Someone says something, or I go back and look at it later and I'm like, you know what? That's a reproduction and it really fooled me. And yeah, not only did I sell it, as something it wasn't. Now, this hasn't happened but once or twice in 2 years. But I then going forward, I know, nope, there's that piece that's masquerading. So, yeah, so that's what I do. And I do my best to stay half to 2/3 the price of what the eBay algorithm averages things at, okay? There's a lot of current trends. There's a lot of other things we need to keep up with. So eBay's averaging algorithm is not always what's relevant. I never pay attention to Etsy or Poshmark or Mercari because, like, seriously? So I'm in Northern California. Currently, I'm just doing Fridays. I do 2-week build-a-boxes to save me time on invoicing and shipping and packing, and hopefully to save my regulars money on being able to build a box and pay for 4 items the same price that they would have paid for 1. Yeah. Okay. So, and I don't, also, lastly, I don't do previews on Fridays. I typically haven't because it's kind of like a surprise. But since it's the only day I'm doing, I may or may not start doing that. If you ever have any questions, there's my email. If you ever have dissatisfaction, there's my email. Reach out. Let me know. If you're watching on the replay and you see an item, reach out. Tell me about it. Okay? The usual thing, pirate ship is what I use. That saves you 1/3 or so on shipping. I try to stick to USPS. Even if UPS would be 2 cents cheaper, it's a hassle, especially in my little area I live in. But it's just a hassle for everyone. And if you bid in this auction style format and you are the winning bidder and you have not bought from me before, I will need by the end of tonight your YouTube name, your real name, your address with zip code, please. And please, underneath that, put your PayPal email because that's how I bill you, is through PayPal. Okay? Don't assume that because you sent me an email with the PayPal email address as that same email that I'm going to know that. I don't. I've been having housekeeping. I've been having problems with a couple people, and it's a repeated problem with them where they have like 3 email addresses and I don't know which one is what. And, then they get like 4 or 5 weeks lagged out by the time things are straightened out, or they don't even respond to me. And so here's the thing, from now on, I need your PayPal email address written out separately. And if I don't get that, I will email you back and I will ask for that. And if I don't receive an answer within 48 hours, the item is going back to sell to someone else. Okay? Also, this is a business. So when I email you and I ask you a question about something to do with my business and something to try to help you, and you don't respond at all, and that happens repeatedly, and here I am spending my time as money trying to get in touch with you to give you your items, and you just ignore me repeatedly, you cannot buy from me any longer. Okay? And there's one person in particular, that if you're here today or you watch this on the replay, I will repeat this, my next few sales. You cannot purchase from me anymore. You're welcome to come in and hang out and chat. I have no hard feelings in terms of our vintage community, but I can't spend, 45 minutes of my time trying to sell you something that's, I'm making $10 profit or something. Okay. Okay. Hands up. So how is everyone? Kathy, how the heck are you? Are you double watching things today? Tonight? I guess it's tonight for you. So this is going to start, and I always have an eclectic mix of items and prices, y'all. So there we are. This is going to start at, let's go with a round number. Not yet, but you'll get there. Kathy, that's one thing about me deciding to do Fridays. I really miss my community of A Picture Tells a Story. I mean, by the time I'm done, they're done. And I was locked in for several years with that community. And now I'm totally out of touch. So, yeah. So this is a starting bid of 22. Now, remember, anyone who's here regularly knows that I have to play around with shadows and my light because I have a ring light overhead. I didn't have time. I spent all afternoon unpacking boxes and sorting jewelry and putting things that needed to be repaired in bags, packing up paper to reuse. I'm telling you, I've been a machine today. But I'm going to put up a cloth over the light because it's right there and it's just too bright. So this is a bronze copper color. And there you go. I want to make sure it's the shadows, and I will take it off of Dolly. This is Dolly. Say hello, Dolly. Come on, earlier. Yeah, Kathy, I mean, that's possible too. This slot has worked really well for me. But I could come on at like 2 or 2:30. So here is, obviously it's AB rhinestones, but I love the copper color. Here is the clasp. It's just a super simple hook clasp that locks over the larger end AB rhinestones. Oh, and I'm also, excuse me, I got to figure this out. At my father's, I had my computer up. Whoops. Now I'm blowing it. Up on a couple books to make it higher. And I tried to do that here and it's falling over. I will fix it in a minute. My computer is falling over. So this is a beautiful piece. This is either very early 50s or late 30s. I love the diamond kind of drop on the large pieces. There is nowhere. It's in remarkably good shape. And I really like that it's a copper bronze with pink as its main background color. It's unusual. You're really used to the white with AB coating or a blue, but not this copper color. Here's the back puddling in the attachments. Each piece says some movement, just a little bit there, and more as you get out here. It's a gorgeous piece. Okay, here's what we're going to do before I carry on, because this will absolutely drive me and you crazy. Let me get something, hold on, to put in that back so that this does not keep happening. Hold on, sorry about that. Because that's just not going to make me happy. I knew the thing that I put there was small, but I didn't think of it until right as I was going on. Hold on. Lifting you up. Here you go. You ready for a ride? Boom. Perfect. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking, Kathy, is that Jim and Denise are done. And there's like about a 2.5 hour window in there. So, yep. So, okay. Back to this. And I think this height, for some reason, allows the colors to be shown better as well. So, how does it look on? Just like that. Ignore the baby Ganesh. So it's not a choker, but it's not a long drop. And that's, all the way at the little round rhinestone edge. So I will measure it, but that's going to come out to be about 14 inches. And it's gorgeous. Yep. Kathy, and it is, the back is gold tone. There you go. Good. This is cooperating so much better. Maybe I don't need a cloth, and maybe I shouldn't have said that, because watch what's going to happen now. Ew. And it's a copper with a pink. It just pops. And I'm very fond of it, if you can't tell. Well, it does go to 16, but when it's 16 inches total length. But the way it fits around, my neck, that surprises me. Well, maybe not. I mean, this is 16 inches. Anyway, think about it. And this may be one of the pieces that comes back in a recap. Okay. So, Kathy, seriously, what kind of arts and crafts are you working on? I have been told that I need to start piddling back around in doing art. And I have a pad of paper, and I'm going to find my mom's old clipboard things for drawing around here, kind of like a weasel, but weasel. But without the stand tripod. And I'm going to start doing that art and many other types of art as like a way to deal with grief. And I've also been thinking about doing cross stitching. Yeah. Okay. So thank you for looking at that. Thank you, everyone who pops in and out. I know Friday is show and tell. It moves slower. So, and in the beginning, there's always a lot of preamble, a lot of blah, 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 Okay. So this, oh no, I am so sorry, Kathy. That must be very frustrating. This is a starting bid of 16. Now, some of you may have seen it, may have not, depending on who you are and where you're coming from. I went to the beach recently, and in going up to the beach, I had not ever driven through that city with an eye to sourcing. And I found there's so many places to source, and I was only able to run in and out of one because my goal that day was to spend the day at the beach or the afternoon. So it was the end of the day. But I found this piece there. This is, God, that's Dolly. And this is, shame on me. In the moment, I forgot your beautiful name. Oh, good Lord. Well, I'm just going to call her Marlena for right now, like Marlena Dietrich. What is wrong with me? Oh, no. I don't know why I forgot her name. Oh, well, it'll come to me. So when I picked this up, I was like, is this really vintage? How vintage is it? Has it been redone? It was very confusing to me. But I really liked it. It's multiple strands. So I picked it up, and I'm going to take it off of who is now Marlena. Marlena. What was her name? Kathy, what was her name? What's wrong with me? And I did a deep dive. And in fact, this is vintage. It's from the 60s. And I'll tell you why I was surprised. And it looks kind of messy. It has, I think, 4 strands, but I think there's one in the middle as well. Which is why 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4, but it kind of looks like 5. Okay, so I'll tell you why. Starting at 16, this is beautiful. I love, again, we got the copper colors going on, the tiny, tiny seed beads. What threw me off was this. That's holding the links together. That is not what I would traditionally expect to see. Okay, but the cotton thread still exists, which is a hallmark of the 50s. They stopped using cotton thread as soon as possible because it costs more. These are all the original vintage beads with the little gold spacers, sorry. The little AB, are they? Plastic beads. It's really beautiful. And the other part that threw me off, and this thing, it likes to get tangled as I try to show it. So here's one strand with the teeny tiny little faux copper pearls in the seed beads. Move it up out of the way. Here's another. Here is the longest one. I'll give you a measurement in a minute. And then here, this is the one that kind of hangs in the middle. It's got the same little teeny tiny copper seed beads. So, I mean, all of this is original vintage. The tiny copper pearl luster look beads. And then with the, gold caps on all of it. But then it has this metal chain, gold tone, kind of square box chain. Boy, that's really out of focus. Ooh, Lordy. Why is it so out of focus? So this metal chain, that's what totally threw me off. But they're out there. They are vintage. This is original, including the clasp with about a 2-inch extender. So, see, that's what I mean. I like to do Friday show and tell. I'm always learning. Always learning. And $16. These are about 20 to 25 on eBay. And there's only a few of them. And so what they did also, this is one of those pieces you have to futz with. What they did also, which I thought was really neat, is they did a drop. This gold filigree cap makes this hang lower, and then again, there's another drop right there. I will show you real quickly what it looks like on my neck, and I will guesstimate from that how long it is, because I know really well at this point. It's like just a whole bunch of glamour going on. So the longest one with the extender fully extended goes down to here. So 20 inches with the shortest being at that like 16. And the layers and the colors, it's all really, really good. It looks great with my skin tone. And $16. Yeah. It even matches these twisted 80s hoops I've got. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So it's going to go down. And it doesn't on the hook. It doesn't have a maker like Japan and I could not find anyone who knew the maker of this. So some American maker. That's as far as I got with that piece. I need my bags. Get my bags. I wound up down here, but this tangles. And then I have to play with it so easily. I may bring it back up in a recap. I don't know. And the last time I popped up, I did show some of the stuff that I got from the new place that I discovered. So I'll probably do that again today. Because, hey, I'm only on once a week. And not everyone can be everywhere. All right. Thank you for looking. And if you could always hit the thumbs up, that would be lovely. I would appreciate that. Okay. This is a buy it now piece. At $12. And I got this at a really good price. And I don't always out here in California find things at really great prices, but I did get this at a great price. So I'm passing it on to you. Look at this. Fabulous. This is 1950s, possibly early 60s. Heart brooch with this like teal blue rhinestones and peacock blue glass stones with 2 butterflies on this silver tone heart. I love this. And it's a decent size one. $12 usually, and if this comes back on another sale, I would be asking closer to $20 for this piece. It is all glass. Let's see if the light kind of helps, and I will show you the back. And I love that it has the butterflies, and it has the butterflies are the wings stick up higher than the blue stones, blue rhinestones. Here is the back. Here is the pin. poking out. About late 50s to beginning of the 60s before they made safety clasps. It is just a tuck under. I do not know who made this, but it's absolutely gorgeous piece. And like I say, because I got it at and I'm just looking at it one last time. I always like to check the stones. It's all glass. Because I got it at a good price. Tonight I'm bringing it to you. I had to buy it now for $12. Okay. Nobody's interested. Well, there you go. That could wind up being something I keep. Okay. How about this? Not that. Where's the other one? There it is. Now. This is a starting bid. Anyone have anything that happened with their week that was like really spectacular? I've just been taking care of a lot of beeswax. A lot of just catching up to myself, absorbing things, sitting, feeling, that type of thing. This, I'm thinking this is from the 80s. Possibly the 90s, but the pastel kind of color wave. Very much reminds me. Oh, I didn't highlight. Exactly, Kathy. I didn't highlight. Starts at 16. And it's just got a really nice. There you go. Thank you, computer. A really nice, rough, kind of gold tone look. I really like that. And then the stones themselves. It's hard for me to tell if they're glass or plastic. So that's why I started it at 16. I'm totally unclear. It's just one of those that I can't tap my teeth on it and be sure. There's the fold over clasp. It's a smaller size. So is it a smaller size because it was meant for a child? Or is it a smaller size because it's vintage? I'm unclear. There's no maker. Oh, it seemed really small, but actually, you know what? Looks are deceiving. It fits my wrist exactly perfect. So my wrist is a 7.25. It is very lightweight. It's not gold. And it's not semi-precious stones. So the colors of the stones are dark pink, clear, teal blue, lilac, dark green. Yep, and that's it. It's a fun piece. I think it would be a really nice gift piece. Does anyone have a teen girl in their life with a birthday coming up? Or maybe you have a friend who, can't wear heavy jewelry but loves rainbow color of stones? This would be a nice one. Okay. So, moving through a little bit quickly, and I am going to do some recap, but I'm not going to do every item. So if you're just coming in or you come in later, I'll say this a few times. Oh, this bag setup is not right because I have my big bags and my little bags hiding together. So let's put it over here. If you drop in, you can always go up to your speed settings and roll through real quick and say, hey, did that bracelet sell? What was it? 16, 15? And we'll go back to it and I will happily sell it to you. This is a business. So, okay. These are really cool. I did show them last time. I'm showing it again. And I don't remember if my price has gone up or down since then because, you know, things change. So that's another thing. If you see something that's at a really great price, like the butterfly heart, get it now because next week it might go up to 20. I don't write it down. I don't have a spreadsheet. I don't do all that. Why? Because it's not worth my time. And in general, I never overcharge. But I just, charge in the moment. Sometimes I do cost average sales. Sometimes I, whatever. So buy it when you see it. These are beautiful basket earrings. These are heavy. Oh, I always forget to highlight. And remember, y'all, come chat with me. Tell me what you think. Say, oh, those are great. Or, oh, do you have anything like that, but in white? Or, why do you think that's from the 90s? Or I missed that, or whatever you want to say. So these are heavy. They are called basket earrings. And these are the floral ones. Last week, I knew exactly who made them. I'm going to put one down. And the information was on the tip of my tongue. It is no longer. They're not signed with the maker. They are from the 2000s. They are not sterling silver, but they look sterling silver. I think they're not pewter. They may be kind of plated. My cat is doing something funny. They may be plated kind of silver because look. But no one lists them as silver. If you got a screenshot of this, you would find them online. And you can see the solder seam right there to put the stem onto the open basket. This does not open. Here's the bottom with another solder seam. And they're gorgeous. Let's see if I can. Whoop! Hello. I'll be right back. I got distracted by my cat, who I'm really concerned that she's chasing a big lizard that went under my pantry's door. And I have tried 3 times to put it in a jar or a pan and take it outside. And every time I do, it disappears. But I don't want the cat to kill it. So here they are if they were on. I never get it right when I show it on this ear. Never. Let's see how that looks. They're stunning. If my ears were younger, they would be on my ears right now, but they are not. So how long are they? They are 1.5 inches long. Yeah, they're really beautiful. So think about it. If you have younger ears, they're stunning. I've also seen these. I don't know if it's the same maker or not. Oh, that's right. You know what? I couldn't find the maker. And there's not a ton of these out there. They are older, but not, I don't think older than 2000s, maybe 90s. There are some in this style with like open hearts, but I like this floral kind of loosely scrolled floral look better. Okay. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I live in the middle of, I live on 22 acres in a very small valley in Northern California. And so wildlife is a thing in my house. And, but I don't really want the cat to kill the wildlife. So I try. Okay. Thank you for looking at that. This is a starting bid of $28. And come talk to me, lurkers. I get really bored when nobody talks with me. So this is the bottom. This is true vintage. And this is definitely got to be pewter. It is a royal blue velvet on the bottom. It is shaped like a heart. No idea who the maker is. And this could probably be $40 to $45 item. It is an incredible trinket dish ring holder. Oh my goodness, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Rose. Hi, Rose. There is. There's critters everywhere. Look at this. I love this. Oh my God. And it's heavy. All this beautiful, I don't know, roses. I got this recently, thinking I would do something for myself with it. I do that a lot. And then I decide that it's not going to work. I'm going to just weigh it just to let you all know. Even though it's pewter, I just want you to know how solid it is. It's 6.6 ounces. So it's not quite half a pound, but I mean, that's how well constructed this is. I'm thinking from the 60s, maybe the 50s. And I mean, for all I know, I'm making a huge mistake. I should have looked this up because this is scroll work in the metal, but this is all individual kind of soldered. It might be cast. It might be a wax cast. But if it was a wax cast, it was a heck of a lot of work. Let's see, what does it look like with a ring on it? Am I sure it's not sterling? Kathy, no, I'm not. We have that. Rose, you have this trinket dish or critters? Rose, which one do you have? Kathy, I'm not positive about that. No. So here's what it would look like, say, with just one ring on the bedside table. Wouldn't that make a lovely gift? Yeah, I'm not positive, Kathy. I have that horrible liquid tester stuff, and I can't find it. I don't know where it went in all my vintage boxes since my move, but you know, yeah, no, I'm not positive. And like right now, in looking at the heart, and then I'm going to show all of you, and then I'll move on. I don't think this was a wax form. And then the silver poured in, because look at the heart. You see how it's uneven. And then right here is like another solder line, almost like a dollop of silver. And it even has that design on the back of this. It's really, yeah, right, Kathy? So if this is sterling silver at 6.6 ounces at $28, someone is getting an incredible deal. I will give you the dimensions and I will move on. And then, you know what, Kathy? I have gone through my vintage boxes repeatedly looking for this stuff, and my testing stuff, I can't find it. So I'm just going to put in an order to Amazon this weekend, and then I will test this before I bring it back. And if it's silver, it's going way up. So it is 2 2/3 inches in length and 3 inches in width. And the ring, yeah, Kathy, and the ring holder stands 1 3/4 inches tall. Yeah. So it's this beautiful, beautiful heart piece. Okay, it's going down because now Kathy is pinging in my thought process that, you know what? I should do some more research on that. So if it doesn't sell, I'm good with that. Okay. So, Kathy, did you remember? I know that too, Kathy. So I just need to order more. In fact, I'm just going to make a note. Order more tester. It's just, I hate working with caustic, potentially poisonous liquids, so, but I need to get over myself. Kathy, did you remember the name of my other new dolly? It's not Marlena. It's certainly not Maggie. That's the name of my cat. The black one is Dolly, my original. And then my other white display, why can I not remember the name? It's bizarre. So we're just going to call her Marlena. Dolly and Marlena. There you go. Okay. This starts at 20. And I will highlight it. You know what? I can go back in my old live cells and figure it out. Okay, this is beautiful. But because I don't know my stones, I'm unclear as to what the stone is. I was thinking like green sodalite, but when I looked that up, it didn't seem quite right, but maybe. And then the middle stones, I'll take it off in a minute. I think this is likely jade. It's super soft, beautiful, fat, puffy, inverted squares. And the back is just a basic toggle. It's not sterling silver. So that lets me know that this is some semi-precious, like mineral with maybe little tiny pieces of jade, perhaps something else. But if it was, some really incredibly expensive stone, this would be a sterling silver toggle. And I do not see that anywhere, nor do I see a maker. So here's the stones. Of course, each one is individual. They're about 1/4 of an inch thick, each one. Let's see if you can see. Do you see the green stones in the middle? They are, there's one. They're very much like a glass or a see-through jade, but it's mixed colors with a little bit of crystallization, maybe, which jade would not have. So then I thought about like California jade. I mean, there is like some browns. What is that? Hold on. Hold on. I want to see something. I want to see if that's like dust or the stone. Okay. It's the stone. Yeah, I really see there's one. I don't know. But it's beautiful. Buttery Amazonite. Oh, Kathy, you don't have to worry about that, honey. Maybe Amazonite. With something in the middle. I truly don't know. I did try to look this up, but I couldn't. I spent 4 hours before coming on here unpacking jewelry and sorting and putting stuff aside to repair and looking things up as best I could. But it's something, and it's beautiful. It's heavy. It's heavy. I got this too at a good price, so I'm able to bring it to you at a good price, which I love. I mean, I know similar pieces to this. I've seen resellers with big channels sell items like this for starting bid of, $40, and someone bids it up to $65 or $70. That's not my channel. Not yet, maybe never, who knows. Here it is on my neck. It's really nice. And it's really cool. It's really soothing in the hot summer. I mean, it's like putting ice cubes on my neck right now. And it's not particularly cool here right now. So this is, again, about 20 inches, maybe 22. It's a really nice necklace. Perfect summer colors. And then, yeah, whatever. That's not glass in the middle. I don't know what the stone is, but it's not glass. It does seem to have some crystal. So, yeah, I don't know. And I don't think this, I mean, it's possibly this could be something like howlite dyed with this green. But I don't get that vibe. Like this stone has black in it as well. Little black dots. Yeah. I'm slowly learning my stones. I've spent decades learning my vintage costume jewelry, learning precious stones. That's a whole nother thing. And it's taking a while. Okay, this is going down in a bag. It is very well constructed. And it's not vintage, obviously, right? this may be something I re-show. So rather than futzing with putting it in a bag for too long, I will just go right there. Okay. How about this? I cracked a piece off of a root canaled. I know teeth. I'm sorry, y'all. I never was able to get the cap on it because of first my mom got so sick and then my dad, and things kept happening. So I never got the cap put on it. And a piece of French bread, which is the most dangerous thing to teeth, y'all. French bread, most dangerous. I was eating a piece of toast and it cracked us this tiny piece, and the tooth is dead, but it's just like annoying up here. So if I every once in a while go, that's why. Okay. I got my little bit of inheritance, and so I'm going to go to the dentist hopefully starting in August and get all my teeth fixed, and I am ecstatic about it. Oh my God. Okay. This starts at $33. I have a black tooth here because it was root canaled when I was 14 years old. I inherited my dad's teeth from England, 14 years old. And it's just that all the white has worn off of the cap. But it makes me look like I'm a meth addict, and I hate it. Okay, here you go. I showed this last time. For the first time, I'm bringing it again. This is a late 1950s incredible blue glass brooch. Pretzels. Oh, yes. Adventurine. Oh, you think it's Adventurine, Rose? Thank you. I'll look into that. I appreciate that because I really am learning. So I love this is blue glass. The color of the blue is so unusual that I believe it's check glass. Compare it to the blue in the butterfly. That blue, the dark blue butterflies, that's what I would expect. Not this glass blue with this depth like that. Then it has this incredible, like, swirled shell with, I struggled last time to say what I feel that this is, and I still don't know. This design with the lines and the ball drop, and then on the sides are it's just the ball drops and then a little wire work, and then each of these blue, this is inside a flower. This is just prong set here. Then again, each corner has that corresponding look, and the blue is in the flower. It's so pretty. And it is definitely in the Victorian style. When I first saw it, I thought it was definitely Victorian because it's so much the Victorian style. But the pin back just comes out to right here. You can feel it. You could definitely hurt yourself. So based on that, I'm going with early 60s. But it's an incredible reproduction. There is, and I think it's check glass, there is no maker. I couldn't find one like it. It's got this great edging. And look at the color of the glass. And it is Well, Rose, I appreciate that. I mean, that's what Fridays are for. And I don't know things still about vintage costume jewelry after 3+ decades. So in terms of precious stones, semi-precious stones, I need all the help I can get, but I don't want to do I go to school on it. I don't want to get a whole bunch of books. I just want to pick the piece up and figure it out as I go along. So this is 1.5 inches wide and 1 3/4 inches long. There you go, Rose. Exactly. I mean, it's just, I'm 64 and I am always learning every day. God, that's so stunning. I am always learning every day, but I like to do it in tidbits as it comes along, as it comes up, as it comes to my attention. I don't want to, go back to school at this age. No, thank you. And, I just inherited my family homestead where I now live. And so there's a lot that I have to learn about. I've been maintaining this property for 15 years with the help of my life partner. But now there's all kinds of little details that are totally on me to learn and to know and to do. So, that right there is a lot of information, that I have to learn. So, I want to do some learning, some just relaxing and doing art, right? I want to mix and match it. Okay, so this is a buy it now at 15. Oh, good Lord. Hazel Atlas came to mind. It's not Hazel Atlas. I think it's Imperial glass. Oh my goodness. At any rate, this is it's considered almost a carnival glass, but it's not. It's not a carnival glass. It's definitely a marigold color. It's a huge butterfly trinket dish. And it is from, if I remember correctly, the 1930s. It is a really nice one. And if you love butterflies, I mean, I love all things Mother Nature. But this is a nice one. There's zero damage. And it really, I can see why they would call it carnival glass, because it has the sheen like carnival glass, that coating. And if I have this at the right angle, which is always very hard to do, you can see areas in the glass where, I'll try to show that. This is indented, the body. I don't know if I can show you, but there will be, you can see these old lines in the glass where they sanded it and ground it down. Modern glass doesn't have that. There's some. You see that? That's the glass. And that is because it's so old. Patsy, you have one of these with this one and 3 small butterflies? Wow. Okay, well, Patsy, I will tell you how big it is. Hi, Patsy. How are you? It's Friday, Patsy. It's 7 inches long. And it is yours, Patsy. I'm just letting you know the dimensions. At the top, 7.5 inches wide. And at the bottom, 5 inches wide. Wow, Kathy, I didn't even know that you could do that whole thing. So, Kathy, who the heck? And it's this one? Who's the maker? It's sold to Patsy. I need to type that in. Thank you, Patsy. And I'll put it right here. I usually have a box. Boom. Let's put that up on the screen for a minute. Boom. No. Hilarious. Okay. Thank you, Patsy. I really like it. Okay, and I should, but I don't, and it would just be too hard. Ouch! So for now, I was going to put it up there. Okay, so as long as I'm on that, I'm going to show my totally groovy, totally, it's not groovy. What would be the word? Like a happy days. NOS scrapbook. Buy it now and I got to tell you, you guys, you're going to be like, what is wrong with you? Good. This is a buy it now, just a buy it now of $25. If I said this last week, I found 3 of them in my research, 3 that are out there. 1 is damaged from people removing the photographs. 1 has a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, a lot of which is not that interesting. A lot of times scrapbooks are hugely interesting in terms of history. And only 1 other, which has never been used, just like this one. The other one and the ones that have been used are about $25. The only other one that has not been used, they are asking $80. Okay. I'm not going to ask $80, but I am going to ask $25 because it's something else. So this is the date down here is 1950, and it is oh my goodness, Premier Life, copyright Premier Life, something like company, Premier Life something company, 1950. Isn't this so like happy days? Yeah. They're at the soda fountain with her boyfriend who's on the football team. There they are at prom. Telephone girl. Bopping to the little portable record player, excuse me. And that's probably like their high school yearbook. And there's, record album. And then it has all these people's names on it. And the colors are bright blues, reds, yellow, and then black on a cream kind of book. The names are, Clark, Bob, Doris, George, Pauline, Perry, Jane, Dana, Lenore, Betsy, Jill, Madeline. It's so cool. And because this is one of those scrapbooks that you just has this string, here is the edge. You can untie this cording and add more paper. Okay. So the amount of paper that's in here, you can add more. This thing. This thing is, I think, like 14 inches tall by about 11 inches wide. And inside, it has never been used. 1950. Someone took this and stuck it in their hope chest or their closet or whatever, and there it remained until, they passed on and their kids gave it to the thrift store. It is, and you just can open up with a string, cut with a hole punch the paper, and add more paper. So anyone have, really cool old advertisements or whatever you want to put in there? There is currently probably about 20 pages front and back. So that's 40 pages already. It's something else. So think about it. This is cool. This is cool. This is cool. I just got all my, family's old photos and scrapbooks going way back. So I currently don't want any more, but think about it. Let me know. Okay. Moving away and back to the jewelry. Let's go back to the jewelry. What do you think about that? This is a starting bid. I appreciate everyone that's here and that's been here tonight. I guess it is 5:30. It's tonight. Starting bid of 16. Sorry. I also got this at a really good price. It is vintage. It is a multitude of teeny tiny clear rhinestones. It is a piano. And when I saw this, I thought it was modern because it just had so many little rhinestones on it, and silver tone, and I thought, yeah, that has to be modern. And I got it home and I examined the pin back, and it is not. It is from the 50s. How do I know? Because the pin back is sticking out. Late 50s, early 60s. There it is. No maker. I looked on the legs of the piano trying to figure that out. And so let me tell you that the legs of the piano and the pedals do not have rhinestones. The bar that holds up the piano top does not have rhinestones. The edging with the tiny little solder balls to give it definition, like the edge of the piano, the edge of the tabletop, is just a little solder balls. But virtually all the rest of it is rhinestones. And it is about that big. It's a really good one. I've never actually seen a little vintage piano brooch. And there you can really see in this how far the pin back sticks out. And it's good quality rhinestones. And I say that because they left the back open to let light come through, so it's not foil encased. They're leaving it open to let the light come through. That's a sign of higher quality rhinestones. So I'll give you a dimension and I will move on. If you know anyone who plays the piano, or you had a piano teacher that you loved, this would be an awesome gift. 1 1/4 inches wide by 1.5 inches long. Yep, my cat's trying to get the lizard. God bless America. So there you go. It's a great, very realistic piano. Oh, I'm so sorry, little lizard. Oh, y'all, I'm going to have a panic attack. Okay, this is going down. Now remember, say a prayer for the lizard. I don't do recaps. I don't do recaps like the whole thing. I'm not going to recap every item that I show, but I will be recapping some of them. Okay? Okay. So let's do these. These are like really cool. Thank you for looking. Thank you for being here. These are a starting bid. I have a whole bunch of new stuff, but showing it all. And then if it doesn't sell, I'm going to be showing it again. Goes round and round. That's the way it is. These are cool. Starting bid of 18. These are lightweight. These are totally my number. This is something I could be jamming with all day long. The wires are marked 925 right in there, which is going to be really hard to show you, but it's there. So the wires are sterling silver. This is not sterling silver, okay? Nope. It is this fabulous pair of vintage earrings. They weigh absolutely nothing, and they are made of natural substance. I adore these. Anyone who lives near the beach, loves nature, goes camping, oh my Lord. So let me see if I can get this at an angle. Okay. Do you see? There you go. You see the striations and the natural kind of a little pitting in the white, the black, and the lines in the brown. I'm quite sure. Okay, so someone said that YouTube doesn't like it when we say the word B-O-N-E. So this is that, and I'll show you in a minute that it glows. This, I think, is H-O-R-N, horn, and I think this is also horn. Carved with these little indents on the side into these beautiful earrings. And they are just so lightweight. Look at that. They match my hair. I mean, I have so much jewelry. I do not need to keep these. No, I don't. I really don't. I mean, these are obviously vintage because of the natural substance. I did see similar colors of earrings like this, but not these exact earrings. Not at all. Okay. So here is the see the green? That is because it is bone. Now, on the brown and the black, it doesn't show like that, but that is not resin. It is all, the one is definitely bone. I suppose it could be also horn. It's definitely not ivory. But they're fabulous. And they are, I'm surprised no one's at $18. The ones I saw listed that were not, they didn't have the triple colors and they weren't as long. They weren't the same. They're not the same maker, and they were modern. They weren't natural substances, anything like that. They were around $20, and this is a lot more than that going on for what I think is a good price. 2 inches long, a little over 2 inches long. They're just beautiful. And they have all that movement, sterling silver, so you're wearing good metal in your ear. Vintage, and no weight to them. And I like motion. I like that these are going to move a lot like that. Yep. Okay. Let me put these in a little bag and I will move on. How's everyone doing out there? You have a beverage? You have your dinner? I have a beverage. I don't have my dinner yet. But I have steamed asparagus prepared for the next couple of days. Pearled couscous with sweet cherries that were dried that I throw in, and walnut that I cook with it. And then I'm either going to have a vegetable tart, a small piece, or chicken. I haven't decided. I could also have barbecued tofu. I've got options. I've got options. What about you all? Okay. So, hour and a half. I've sold one item. Well, we're going to see this whole idea about 3 hours. If I don't sell stuff, then at some point I stop earlier. This is going to start at, oh, God bless it. The cat is freaking me out. 26. This is carnelian. Is what I remember. I believe it's carnelian. Maybe it's orange agate, but when I initially picked this up, and I have had this for way too long, and did my research, I believe it's, well, carnelian is solid red. Maybe it's just agate. I'm sorry. It's been way too long. So regardless of which one it is, and usually I remember after I research something, I remember and I retain it for a long time. But I bought this back when my father was alive, and I don't remember. So forgive me. If someone knows the stone, please type it in. This is a show and tell community chat. I love the orange. I love the flowing into the white, kind of like creamsicle. Each piece is highly polished, completely different from the other. Some is very light, and then you've got your super dark red. It's just got these silver tone spacers in between. It feels so good on your neck. Here is one with, I'm going to take it off Marlena so I can show you the individual stones better. this is, what am I asking? $26? I don't think I could get these pieces for that and smoothly polished in this way. I really don't. I mean, this just screams, go back to the beach, Lucinda. Look at this. Go back to the beach. But even then, sorry about that, I couldn't polish all of this, even if I could find it all. I love this piece. And for a while when I got this, I was frustrated. Look at that one. I was frustrated because it doesn't lay all in one direction. Boy, I just lost a ton of people. Someone else came on, or they hate this necklace. I was really frustrated because it wouldn't all go and stay in one direction. And I was like, oh, someone didn't make this right. This is terrible. But as I've come to know this piece and love it, I like that it's all crisscross and moving in different directions. It gives it a lot of flow and a lot of movement. And so I actually appreciate that it's not static, because I like movement. It has, I really did. I lost everyone but one person. It has a magnetic clasp. It is an artisan piece. I've never seen another one of these anywhere. So therefore, I'm presuming it's a one-off. And I suspect I'm going to start putting things in my eBay store. And in my eBay store, which, I haven't used in 2 years, I've been removing all the household stuff. I'm going to start putting my jewelry in instead of doing whatnot. That's too hard for me. I can't deal with that. But I would start this at $50. Thank you, Kathy. You're still here. I don't know what happened. Everyone left. Yeah, I would start this at $50 and presume if I asked for offers that I would get 45. Agates, yeah. Yes. Agate. It's not carnelian. I think it's agate, but it's really, and because it's a magnetic clasp, there it is. Done and done. If my hair was out of the way. Boom. Done and done. And it is about 18 inches. And cool to the touch in the summer. With a casual sundress, these little hoops, you're good to go. And I'm enamored of this. I think when I was first bringing this over a year ago, I was asking about $40, knowing that I could get more than that on eBay. Now, since then, obviously, the economy has changed. Prices have gone up in some things, down in others. In general, people are spending a lot less. So, I have adjusted downwards. Okay. So, y'all, how about this? Let's just go with this piece. Thank you, Rose. I appreciate that. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to do if everyone has left. I will not give up immediately. But let's put in a starting bid. But it does make me, the last couple pieces make me want to go back to the beach. So next week, I need to do some other stuff, but I'm going to take a day to go to the beach. Okay. You know, the thing is, I always think when summer hits, I always think, oh, you know, I have 4 months to go to the beach, you know, when I'll get a window of sun and it'll be beautiful. And then before you know it, thank you, Rose. Before you know it, summer's gone, and and I have not bothered to make a commitment to go one day a week, 45 minutes away to some of the most beautiful beachfront there is. I mean, I'm not making that mistake this year. Okay. Starting bid of 22 on Marlena. This is really cool. This is, I think, okay, it's one of two things. It's either just black glass or it's obsidian because you can see through it. Now, obsidian is glass, and it comes in colors from black, gray, pink. I have a bunch of it, and it's, that I actually took off a mountain, and in all different colors. But you see how it's carved, and it's see-through and wrapped in this wire on this incredible chain. Look at this chain. Now, you would think that this is sterling silver, but where I bought it, they said that it was magnetic. I have a hard time believing that because it's so, it looks like silver. However, so that takes me to the possibility of maybe there's a silver coating. I don't know. And what is it? What is Marlena showing you? Smoky quartz. There you go. Yep. It's gorgeous. I bet it has a lot of color play in the sun. So what is this? This is so cool. And this is this heavy, heavy chain. And I just have the hardest time. If this is sterling silver and the person was wrong, and because I don't have anything to test. Belly tassel. Yeah, it's a lariat. It's a lariat necklace. So so it just hangs down, and you can do it however you want. You could do it like this, right? Although this piece would be longer. You could do it. This is the one thing about not putting my hair up. Then I constantly have to futz with my hair. You could do it uneven like that, and it just from the weight, it stays on, right? It's incredible. I actually really like this, and if I needed more jewelry, then I would hang out with it. You could do it like this. It's just totally versatile. You could just hang both pieces down and no knot at all. You could actually tie a full knot. Totally up to you. But it sure looks silver. So, starting bid of 22. Fantastic lariat. And if this doesn't sell tonight at starting bid of 22, or if there's a bidding war, which frankly there should be on this piece, I'm going to put it aside until I get my tester, just like the ring holder, because it just, yeah. And how, do I really need to measure it, y'all? I will, but Not including the smoky quartz or obsidian. Thank you, Rose, for that. 14, 21. It's about 25 inches on each side without the drops. So that's about 50 inches in the chain, and the drops are an inch. So like 52 inches in total length. Hi, Anna. Happy Friday. So here is this. And like I said, if someone doesn't come in and request it, I'm going to hold it back and test it. I'm just going to, in fact, let me make a note of that. I did already. But I want to really emphasize it because I want to put that order in tonight. Because this in the trinket box, I'll show it again. The trinket dish. I suspect, but I called it pewter, and Kathy Wiseman thinks perhaps that this is actually sterling silver. And you know what? I didn't even try polishing it. That would be a telltale clue. This thing is fantastic. It's like 2.5 and 3 inches wide, blue velvet on the back. I don't remember what I started it at. Somewhere in the 20s. If someone is interested, you can let me know and I'll find it or remember one or the other. I'm sitting here. Uh-oh. Anna, what are you going to do for the weekend? Oh, good Lord. Okay. I'm not even going to say. I can't. What? I mean, I bought this from another reseller. And I trusted that they knew what they were talking about. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, Kathy, I've been rubbing it with my shirt. Uh-oh. I made a big boo-boo. Okay. Patsy would like the blue brooch. You talking about the butterfly one that I started? I think it was a buy it now for 14, Patsy. Is that correct? Just let me know. I know I got a good deal on it, and so even though it's 1950s with that incredible stones, Patsy, let me know so I can put in sold. I'm pretty sure I just did it a $14. Patsy, calling Patsy. Betsy. So Kathy, don't tell anyone because Patsy, I'm going to move on. When you put in the chat that this is what you wanted, and I'm pretty sure I started at 14, I will say sold to you, honey. The other one? Uh-oh. Oh, this one that I started at 33. The magnificent one that I couldn't believe didn't sell when I showed it last week. This one. Yes, Patsy? This one. It was either 33 or 32. Correct, Patsy? That makes more sense. Patsy. Okay. And I'm going to say 33. If you find that if you find that I am wrong, start at 32. Thank you. Okay. That's why the 2 was niggling in my brain. Look at that, Kathy. Thank you. Okay. So, thank you both. Takes a village. If I can spell 32. Thank you, Patsy. Appreciate it. Boom. Going with your butterfly. It was 33. Okay. Look, I'm going to put 33. But, okay. All right. I showed this last week, and I what's this? I have a lot over in my basket. I just unpacked thank you again, Patsy. I just unpacked a major amount of stuff today, and I will have more coming. This is, was it Trafari or Monet? God bless it. I don't know why, where's my phone? I don't know why words are in things that are normally in my head and I remember all the time are not in my brain tonight. That's unusual. It actually makes me wondering if I'm gonna go into a pain flare or something. Like, what is my problem that I can't remember things that I know? I mean, I'm not having a stroke or anything. It's a very unusual for me. God bless America. Okay. It's not Coro. And it didn't want to pull up that simply. Of course not. Okay. I give up. So we'll just put it on Dolly and move on. I don't want to spend all that time wasting your time. It is a starting bid. Of $30. It's beautiful. I think this was put out there as Coro, but that doesn't make sense to me. It seems more in line with Crown Trafari or Monet. And I'm so sorry it doesn't have the hang tag anymore. So even though I just picked it up last week, I cannot remember. So it is from the very late 30s, early 50s. It is melt glass beads with the gold filigree caps, gold spacers, and the I just learned that this isn't gold paint. It is another name that is more appropriate. I forgot what it is. I'm really not remembering things tonight. But it has the gold painting around it, which is in really good shape. It is incredibly long. This is from the 30s, late 30s, like flapper length. It is gorgeous. Let me take it off Dolly. Here's the clasp. See, if it was a Coro or a Monet, that would be on the clasp. which takes me back to Trifari, missing like a hang tag, but it doesn't seem right. So de-stress. Thank you, Rose. My yeah, I've actually been. Oh, and this says Japan on it. Well, so okay, that's fascinating to me. Thank you, Rose. It's actually a really stressful week for me, and I'm not going to get into it, but it is. So that's fascinating to me. That's the first time I've seen the mark Japan, and I want to say why it's fascinating to me in a minute. It clearly says Japan right there. I only just picked it up last week in a hurry. These melt glass beads, some of them almost have like a ring of fire. It is still from the 1930s. Why does that fascinate me? Not because I missed that it says Japan, because usually I look at this stuff with you all, even though I've done a little bit of research and we talk about it together, but because there's a couple other of these listed, and they are listed with a high-end costume jeweler's name. That's not going to make me change my price. Not at all. I'm going to show you the clasp. I'm going to put it on to show you how long it is. And there's even some patina just starting to happen on the metal at the top right there. So it's just that push in little clasp. This piece is, I couldn't believe it. This is one of the things I found at just one of the little stores when I went to the beach. And I was like, oh, wow, there is a way for me to source here. And it's at the beach, driving through the redwoods. What could be better? Come on. There is the back. Now look how, God, okay, I'm going to start and then I'll put it on. It's heavy. I mean, I can't. There. Boom. I mean, what? Yeah, Rose, my brain's been on overwhelmed for 3 years, let alone the last 4 months. My God. Okay, so listen. I don't even know. It goes way down here. Okay. It is. Hello. That was me. So clearly, you could double it, right? You could tie a knot in the middle. I mean, it's totally flapper. Even though Japan, we often associate necklaces, costume jewelry like this with Japan with the 1950s, right? But this is beyond long. So I'm not buying it. I'm buying the 30s. Look at this. Now, the only thing with doubling it in this particular way is that you're losing the larger gold swirled melt glass beads to back here. So what could you do about that? You could turn it around. It's a beautiful piece. It's heavy. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to weigh it. Oh my God. It's going to get stuck in my hair. It's one thing about reselling jewelry. You guys probably find a lot of my hair caught in necklaces when you get them from me. I do my best to try to pull anything like that out before I pack it, but you know, Yeah, it weighs 5.7 ounces, that necklace, because it's milk glass beads with all those teeny tiny gorgeous gold filigree caps, and it's going down way below my belly button. It's probably, God, when it comes down here, it's 26, 30, 40, 50. It's probably like 80 inches long. 80 inches long. I mean, wow. And you can just barely see the tiniest sheen. If we were in the sunlight, you would see it much better. Of a little bit of kind of a ring of fire. And I'm calling this milk glass beads, but it might just be white glass and not really the milky milk glass. There is a difference. Okay. All righty then. Woo, this is going in a bag. So, and it's not going in that bag. That's way too small. Oh my gosh. Well, the cat stopped trying to get the lizard. So I don't know if that means that the lizard got away or if she's playing with it somewhere. I'll find out later. She caught a mouse for the first time ever about 3 weeks ago, and I heard her running around with her big old pawpaws, even though she's very little. And the next thing I knew, she was upstairs in my loft and trying to drop it on my bed. And I was like, yeah, I don't think so. I praised her for catching a mouse, but then I told her to take it away from me. And then I saved the mouse later. She didn't eat it. Okay. Nope. So this is an interesting thing, and I'm not sure. Thank you all for looking at that. Yes, exactly. A present from Mom. I'm not entirely sure what all is going on with this, what it is, what's happening. I mean, I know, but I don't know. So we can, talk about it together and see what y'all think. It is 1.5 grams of sterling silver. It is, well, here we go. I just haven't looked at it in a long time. This tells me everything I need to know. If I could read it. Mexico. It's Mexican silver from the 1960s. It is a brooch and a pendant. To me, it's from Mexico, so that's a very Aztec design. And the middle of it looks like a face to me. And then this reminds me kind of like they were trying to go with like the pyramid or the Colosseums of the pyramids. And then scratched on the inside is lines. And this is raised up just a little bit. So there's a lot of depth going on. And then you see the outside piece is also carved in spirals. And then this is, so it's got a lot of different, and it's an artisan piece. It's got a lot going on. In fact, I think I got it now. These have lines on them. I think those are supposed to be mimicking like the the steps going up, up, up on the pyramid back in the, early days of tourism. And then see how it's raised. And I'll show you the back. It, like I said, it's both a pendant and a brooch, and it says Mexico, and then there's a old place where there was a label because I don't polish, and I'm sure it says like Texco, or all that good stuff on there. Did I say 6 grams? Yeah, 1.6 grams of Mexican silver. So in terms of that, this would probably be double. I think double. Not sure. Oh, Cheryl. Yeah. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl. Hold on. So this is a gorgeous piece. Gorgeous, unique, artisan Mexican tourist piece. And like I said, all I can think of is that this is a face, like an Aztec god, a Mexican god. And it is, I don't know. It is, I'll show you. Oh, Cheryl. Yeah. Cheryl, you are very wise. Yeah, this is all hand carved. Even the scratches in there were all individually done, and then it's ribbed and curved around the edge. This is a really nice piece. 1.5 inches in diameter. So I'm going to put it down, but it is really, see how each scratch after the pyramid steps, so-called, are all just random. And then there's the swirl around the edge. Some artist put a lot of work into this. Okay, Cheryl, I'm going to say sold to that for you. And I got to tell you something, Cheryl. You just got an incredible, I believe, an incredible deal. I was rubbing that with my shirt to see if it was silver, and all the black was just pouring off onto my shirt. So I think it's at the very least coated sterling silver, if not fully silver, which means it's worth like 4 times as much. So good for you. Good for you. Because it would have been coming back at like $75. Oh my goodness. Good for you. Everyone deserves a deal. And you know what? I got it, obviously at a price where I could afford to sell it for what I'm selling it for. So good. I don't need to make, thank you, Cheryl. I don't need to make $1 million on everything I sell, and passing on the deals to my friends. Yeah. I mean, I generally don't price gouge. Let me put it up over here. Anyway, but yeah, it would have gone up. Okay. How about, let's just show this and see what happens. And hi, Kat. How are you? It's late for you. Well, I guess it's not that late, but Thank you, Cheryl. So this is a buy it now for $14. I like this. I bought this. I wasn't sure if it was Bakelite. I wasn't sure how modern it was. I wasn't, any of that. I opened it up today and I checked it out. And I have decided it is likely a 1980s repop. It is very heavy. That is enamel work. And then solid red plastic cherries. And I like it, but I like plastic. It was on a chain, which I am going to be selling separately because the chain in and of itself is incredible. So, and they did not originally go together at all. Someone just threw it together. This is not Bakelite. I tested it. But I love it. And it has this huge heavy duty jump ring. So honestly, what I thought in taking it off, thank you, Kat, is that this should go on someone's keychain or hanging from your rear view mirror or something like that. I mean, you could put it back on a necklace. You could find at a thrift store or a yard sale, like a heavy chain, gold or silver. I mean, it's kind of both. Hold on. It's kind of both colors because the back has the brass color still on it. The front, that has totally worn off. So someone loved this. Someone wore this. It's a very good size. But you could easily put this back on a chain if you wanted. I just didn't like it. The chain that it was on, I just didn't like it. So I separated them. I think it's delicious. So I'll give you a measurement. It's a buy it now 14. It is vintage. It is plastic. It is 2 inches across and almost 2 inches long. And it kind of depends on if you're checking out the small cherry or the large cherry, And again, there's the back. And there is the front. And see, it's big. Big. Okay. It's going to go in a little bag. And yeah, like I said, some things are going to recap. And I still have something aside for testing. And I am going to start putting things on eBay probably in August. But I'm starting to hold back some pieces for that. So let's take that off. So again, I'm showing this because it's kind of close to me to recap time. I'm going to show a few more items, but this is Premier Designs, right? No, not Designs. Just Premier Company. 1950 NOS scrapbook. New old stock, never been used, because it has this cord. You can add as much more paper as you would like. There is 3 of these online. The one that has never been used is they're asking $80. I am not asking $80, but it's a buy it now of $25. It's absolutely incredible. It is about 14 inches tall and 11 inches wide. And because it's a recap, I'm not putting the price back in there again, but there's the inside. Yep. And all of this is names, 1950s names. It is bold red, blues, yellows, and black. Boom. So I figured I'd pull that up. Sorry, to show it again. Real quick as people are coming in and out. And I'm getting to that point where I'm going to show a few more items and do a few recap items. So, hey, Kat, I got your email. I already invoiced you, so just invoice me. And it's easier that way, like for taxes and everything, than to try to figure out what's the difference, blah, 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 So that's what I suggest. Yes, you did. You did, and thank you. And it's my fault because since I have MTBI, very mild at this point, traumatic brain injury from the car accident, the middles of long strings of things, if it's not like super simple, or let's say the middle has like a 3383, my brain has a hard time like getting that middle right. So I transposed the Y and the P. So I transposed the Y and the P. So I'm going to fix that in my customer base so it doesn't happen again. So just invoice me and everything will be fantastical. Thank you. I opened my words today. My jewelry tray from you today. I love it. The mirrored, tray. Well, it could be a makeup tray. Vanity tray. There you go. Man, words. What is with me and words today? It's really been a thing. Starting to annoy me. Okay. Maybe it's because I am overwhelmed, but maybe it's because I spend so much time alone. I don't know. Just me and the dog and the cat. Okay. So this is a starting bid of 15. It is from the 1930s. I'm pretty sure about that. And I'll tell you why I think that in a minute. It is a bracelet. 2 strands with this really large inverted square raised stone in the middle. Rhinestone bracelet. Isn't that beautiful? Here's the back side. And so I'll show you. It is connected. The 2 bands are connected here and here. They solder it together right there to hold the 2 separate bands together. There is no dead stones. It's a very shiny in the outside world. Here is the Noelle. Noelle. Hello, Noelle. Noelle, I need to drink some water on that note. Hold on, Noelle. Hi, Noelle. Hold on, Noelle. So, the reason I say 30s is this style of clasp with the raised bumps and the little square attachments right there. It could be early 50s, but this particular clasp design with the squares that attach right there, starting to go into the war before we quit using metal altogether, is, in my experience, a very common telltale sign of the 1930s. Ooh, look at this. This has a maker. Get out. I just unpacked this today. What is it? And I started it at 15. See, there you go, you guys. My lagging brain is to your benefit. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Oh God, I know this name. It's a dash. This is a collectible. RELG-REL. Not Laurel. Oh Lord. Let me see. You all are not going to be able to see this. There it is. It's upside down. So let me turn it over. This is high end to have it signed. This is an old costume jewelry piece. Let me see if I can find it again. And maybe y'all can help me decipher the maker. Ugh, that is really frustrating. There you go. At any rate, it's Del Rey, El Rey. I don't know. No one buys it. I will take my time. The Rail, LG-REL. I will take my time and discern it later. Oh my God. See, I literally opened 12 stuffed boxes today before I came on and appropriately put it all where it belonged. Okay, so it fits my wrist perfectly. So it's a 7.25. And it will be coming back at a much higher price next time. I don't know, much higher, but higher. Okay. All right. So Noelle. Noelle, the person who likes to come in and surprise me. Let me put this over here. Okay. So Noelle wants the good one. Japan melt glass. Let me put that in. I'm writing it down, and then I'm so sorry. Hold on. Isn't it fabulous? It's so long, Noelle. It's nuts. Absolutely. I've never seen anything like it. And there are like one or two online, and they're listed with a maker's name. Now, maybe the maker had it made in Japan, but I don't think so, because then it would have the maker, not Japan. Okay, so that and $20 for the, oh, these basket ones, Noelle, right? These incredible, I love these. If I could wear them in my old ears, they'd be in there. These, correct? I like your pendulous. That works. Noelle, just confirm for me. I love these. Cool. Good job, Noelle. I do. These are fabulous. Thank you, Noelle. They're yours. Let me take them off of here and make sure that I grab the necklace as well. It goes over here. And these need to go in a bag. And then I can move forward. Did anyone who is here think of who that maker is? Is it like Lorna? Del Rey. I have to do a dive in there. Boom. Cheryl, by the way, going back to Cheryl, I'm so happy to see you. You know, I have been thinking about you a lot in the last couple of weeks and hoping that you were okay. Just because I hadn't heard from you, I hadn't gotten any like sweet little message or anything, and I just thought, God, I hope Cheryl is all right. And I was going to reach out and send you a text. So good. I'm glad everything is going. I'm glad you're here. I don't know if everything's going well, but you're here. So I'm glad. Let's see what else is going on. I have quite a lot of new stuff over here. And I'm unclear. Okay, how about this? Okay, now I'm going to forget. My brain is just doing that. Starting bid of 23. Oh, no, but before I do that, boom. Boom. Got to make it official. So this is a starting bid of 23. Yeah, I did too much before I came on. That's why. So this is, if you look it up, I'm supposed to be doing this. If you look it up, you will see what I saw. This is the KM family. KIAM family. And it was made. Okay, I did this in my phone just recently. Let's do it again. It's made for a whole nother maker by them. $1984. Isn't there any? Okay. This is from the 80s, and it was called KIAM Families. But then Remington Products bought it in 1986 and named the company Lady Remington. And then the younger KIAM member named it Leah Sophia after his two daughters in 2004. So this is vintage, essentially Leah Sophia. Okay. So KIAM family is a vintage Leah Sophia. All right. Now that we got that straight. And it is, it's 1980s. It could be, they said they started in 84. So we're just going to go with that. Sorry, I just got a hair in my eye. I knew I remembered. I was going to say Leah Sophia, but then I thought, I don't know if that's right. So I pulled it back up. But when I read when I read the name KIAM family, I was like, who the heck is a KIAM family? So here's the chain. I love these chains where there's no, they're soldered together. It's not a jump rings. And I also love the shape of it. I don't know, it's different. It's kind of this oval. It's just different. It's very long. There's a kind of like lobster claw, if you will. And here too, it has it's always these little things. The hang tag. Cayenne family. And this necklace also used to have this weird other tag on it that is not on this necklace. It didn't say anything. It was an abstract design. I have no idea what it was all about. It's a very heavy duty closed attachment. We've seen the back. And here is the front. And this is a stone. This is Amazonite in here. This is Amazonite stone inside this basket. Gold tone. It's not gold. 1984. And it is very long, in keeping with the 80s, right? The 80s is when we started seeing really long chains come back in. The wrapper style, we started going back into this long, lengthy thing. So, and who knew Cayenne family was Leah Sophia? See, we just learned something together. That's what Fridays are all about. And so it hits in the perfect spot on me, right in the middle. So, if it was up there, that would be fine. But I don't really want it to come down further. So right here is perfect. And if you're smaller than I am, then, So, and it's a nice big one. It's really good construction. There are a couple online. And I think that some people don't know what they have. They didn't do their research. They just threw it up Cayenne family and, left it alone. Is that another hallmark? There may be another hallmark on the bottom of that, but it's very hard to see, and I'm not going to, yes. Oh, Kathy, that's very cool. I like that. Well, there you go. And yeah, Leah Sophia went out of business in 2014. Yeah. But yeah, let's empower the women, right? So that is a green Amazonite stone in there. And let's tell you, if it goes all the way down there on me, it's probably, Kathy, you're so good at finding information. And the green stone does have some white with the green. It's not just a solid mint green. It's a little hard it's not showing up quite well. It's a little hard to explain, especially this time for me when my words are not working well. 14. It's about 32 inches long without the pendant, maybe 34. And the pendant itself is 2, so about 36 inches long. And the chain in total then is double that. I love the history of this piece. Thank you, Kathy. Or the history of the family that owned the company. That's great. That's not the norm. It should be. Okay. It's going down. Oh, originally it was made in Italy. Well, this piece was probably made in Italy because Leah Sophia would have been made in China for sure. And maybe even, in the late 90s to 2000s when all that started ramping up. But this is from their early days. So this was probably made in Italy. So boom. That's great. Okay, let's see. What else do I got going on? Oh, let's see if anyone is interested in this. And then I think I'm going to start doing a few pieces of recap and see where we go with that. This, believe it or not, Kathy, how's the headband going? Or have you given up and getting ready to go to bed now? This piece is starting at 20. It is, let me just make sure I know for sure that I'm saying this correctly, because it's my memory, but since my memory has been so wackadoodle, my light is dying. No, it's just plastic. It's not lucite. There's no glow. Okay. I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to be telling tales out of school. It's a very long, beautiful, beautiful, likely 1960s. Is it cord? Yeah, 1960s, maybe 1950s. Because it's not glowing in any way, I'm not going to date the plastic older than that. That's the main reason. Beautiful multicolored plastics. Maybe some type of yeah, I'm just going to go with plastic because I wonder, it's not Bakelite. It's not lucite. But the colors in here are beautiful. So here's the deal with this piece. As I show it to you close up. I really love this piece. However, and it's got, horsehair, like Navajo art pottery with like the horsehair design. That's what a lot of these beads remind me of. Each one is individually made. There's the darker and the lighter beads, smaller and bigger, creams, browns, blacks, grays. It's absolutely stunning. Now, the reason why, yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Leo Sophia for 2 of their granddaughters. Isn't that cool? I love everything about this. I've worn this a couple times. But sadly for me, recently, some stuff has kind of come out about where I got this. And even though this is one of my favorite things that I own in terms of plastics, and I've never seen another one like it, it's inherently not good for me to hold on to it at this point. So I need to not hold on to it. And it's okay if it doesn't sell here. It's beautiful. I will bring it back a couple times and then I will put it on eBay. But you see, this is cord. Brown cord. Isn't it cool? Each one is just totally unique. It's like they took, oh, it's okay, Cap. It's like they took a swirl and just put it in the little trays to make the beads, and swirled it and let it dry. And they came up with this. And it's awesome. And it's long. Again, this is about a 32-inch necklace. Yeah, Kat, it's just one of those. This is going to get put down. It's just one of those YouTube things that, thankfully for me, I've only run into like really weird, uncomfortable drama twice in 2 years. And I pretty much keep my nose out of it. It's like none of my business unless it directly impacts me. I don't talk about it. You notice I'm not talking about it here. But this directly impacts me in that I was gifted this by someone who I just don't want to support. So, does it glow? It doesn't glow, Kat. And I was really surprised by that. I checked it. Something just fell on the floor. I have so much joy sitting next to me. It doesn't glow. Hold on. This drives me nuts. Hold on. Because I remember when I first got it and was checking it out that it did glow. And then you would think that it would. You would think that this would be lucite. But it's not. Golly. That looks green on the screen. Why is it all right in the middle? That's bizarre. What's going on with that? Does it do that on the other side too? Okay, Kat. What's going on? Okay. See, to me, all right, I'll say this. There's some lucite in it. There is a touch of green, but most of it is the purple. But when I hold it like this, I can see a lot of the green. So, I originally said it was lucite. I originally remember looking at it. So we're going back to that it's lucite. And why the heck it glows in the middle of each one like that? Very curious. Now I'm, like, what? Anyway, it's beautiful. There it is. And this, you know what? Do I say that about every single piece I hold up, you guys? Yeah. Do I? Do I say that every single piece I hold up? I say, it's beautiful. I love it. That's terrible. Maybe I just really enjoy a lot of things. I don't know. Okay. I am going to show one more piece. And then I'm going to do what one more piece do I want to show? Good Lord. And then I'm going to do a recap of just a couple things. I want to show, where is it? Not that. I'm sorry, I have so much stuff in my basket because I did all the unpacking. There's a particular, okay, this piece. Okay, I'm going to show these two pieces, and then I'm going to show just a couple recap and move on. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. If you could hit the thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. subscribe, leave a nice comment. This is a buy it now of 20. And I did get 2 of them. And you'll notice I talked about this when I showed this. I said I've been looking for something to replace on this thumb for a long time. So I kept this one. But this one, I guess I should take it. This one, my old spoon ring. This is a really old one. And put this one on. And it's a buy it now of 20. And it does not have to be a thumb ring. And I definitely will give you a size and show you what is the initial. The initial in cursive is a Y. And obviously these are sterling silver. Then it has, those are flowers with some kind of flourish. And here is, it's upside down, the flourish with like a leaf or a tree. It is open. Inside is just the maker. Well, the maker is AM. But that is really hard to show you. AM, that's the maker. And then on the tip right here, it says, what the heck does that say? Good Lord. Unity plate? It does not. What? What? Hold on. Unity. I don't know if that's plate or if it's PLATF. And in addition, I don't know if the whole word is in there or if it said more than unity because it's been cut right there. And nowhere in there does it say sterling silver. But this is that old silverware, that people turned into like this, spoon rings and this, spoon rings. So at the very least, it's silver plated. Now, let's see. It doesn't quite fit on this finger. Anyone know someone that starts with a Y? Yvonne, thrifty reseller. I bet she would love this. Let's see. And the size, when they are open like this, when they're open like this, it's all over the map, right? That's 10, but it goes down to 11 and a half at the bottom. So what I do, because these are hard to measure like that, I turn them around to where the band is, and it looks like 10 and a quarter. And that's what I'm going to say it is a 10 and a quarter. It's very solid, very heavy duty, really nicely made. And if you like this old vintage jewelry look anywhere on your hands or on your thumbs like I do, this is a good one. Buy it now, 20 bucks. I'll put this one back on. Okay, the last piece I'm going to show, and then I'll show a couple recaps, is this. Thank you all again for looking. Yeah, it's late. It's that time. It's dinner time. My phone My phone is pinging because this used to be the time of day where, or evening, where I checked in with my dad and made sure that he took his vitals and told me what they were. And I'm just not ready to delete it yet. Delete it? Delete. You know, honestly, I ran into a neighbor yesterday, no, 2 days ago, Wednesday, at the little organic natural food store and deli in town in Boonville. And she was telling me about how her words were coming out weird like 2 weeks ago, and she was taken to the doctor and she had a mini stroke. And that's all I keep thinking. I'm not having a stroke, but the way my words are coming out, it's like, well, am I? What the heck is wrong with my brain? And I'm not. But it's like, what's going on? Okay, this starts at 42. And actually, that's not a lot more than I paid for it. This is a vermeil. So it's sterling silver vermeil. Filigree work from Italy. Peacock. That is real turquoise. Then it has enamel here and here. It has layers right here on the feathers before the tail, or it is layered. See how that and that? Let me show you. It's a tiny little piece. I can see that this is slightly more modern than, so I would say this is probably, the 80s. And what I mean, it's slightly more modern is than the silver, really fine filigree wire work like sailboats and other work from Italy that I have that's from the 50s and 60s. They're super fine work in there. That says, dare we try to figure it out at this time of day for me? We shouldn't. We shouldn't. Let me do this right now. It is, it just says 925 and something. Yeah. So it's a little one, but it's really beautiful. And I'll show you the back one last time, and we'll move on to a few recap items. Someone clearly loved this. The pen is slightly bent, but I can straighten that in 2 seconds. It's not a big deal. Okay. All right. Now is the time when I show, which I usually never do, a few items that I want. Thank you, Kat. Thank you. A few items that I am going to show you that I'm choosing. But if anyone has come in and they want to run through and see what I brought and ask me if it's sold now, and I will happily sell it to you now. Now is the time to do that. Now is the time to ask me, hey, do you have any bangles? Did you bring such and such a type of bracelet? Yada, yada, yada. and it'll be a quick yes or no. Because either I do or I don't. And I've been on for almost 3 hours, so I'm not, and it's dinner time, so I'm not going to go like digging through my cabinets or any of that. But, if you just have a basic question or an inquiry, or, hey, next time, could you bring some, swirled hoops like that, then I'll make a note of it. Anything like that. Now is the time. Take a couple minutes. Do a fast, go back to the beginning, do a fast through, and then let me know. So the first item I want to re-show you is, on a recap, is this item, which, see, now the challenge becomes, I don't write down all my prices and everything. So what did I start this at? I think I started it at 20. So we're just going to say that I did. I'm pretty sure. But for some reason, as I've repeatedly said, I'm very tired tonight. So here it is on Dolly. And I believe I started this at 20. It is a like dark grass green and white with some kind of crystalline black green kind of stone in between it. I was thinking this was some kind of perhaps sodalite. Someone talked about Amazonite. Rose did. Maybe it dyed howlite. I don't think it's dyed. It's unclear to me. I'm still learning my stones. It's really very pretty. Each one is unique, and it's stacked up tall, about 1/4 inch, and it's cool to the touch, really soothing. And there's the beads in between. I mean, it's possible that's some kind of weird glass, but I don't think so. It's a heavy piece, and it's really very summer. Very summer. And because it's cool on your neck, soothing. And it is about 22 inches long. Okay. That's one of the items I'm showing on a recap. And it needs a different bag than what I have it in. So maybe that'll work better. Okay. And then I want to re-show the piano brooch. I don't remember. This is to your advantage, y'all. So I don't write it down. I just can't do all that. This might be less. It might be $1 more. I kind of feel like I started it at 14. This is a vintage clear rhinestone piano brooch. There it is. It is very nice. Totally 3D. It's about 1.5 inches in diameter. Here is the back. The pin just sticks out. So probably 1960s, early 1960s. a really nice piece. If you know anyone, Noelle. Okay, there, Noelle. Noelle, do you play piano? Because I was going to say, if you know anyone who plays a piano, it's perfect. Piano brooch. Sold to Noelle. Noelle, do you know what I asked for it before? Because I don't remember. I know that I got it for a good price. So, no matter what. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Noelle. Nice. I tried to learn when I was a kid, but I had a neighbor across the street teaching me, like someone who was maybe, I don't know, like 3 grades ahead of me or something like that. And I didn't like her. She wasn't very nice. She really wasn't very nice. So that didn't work out so well. But I did take guitar for a little longer than that. And I enjoyed that, but then I quit. And I always wanted to go back. I never did. And now my body is just like, yeah, no way. Okay. So this, and I'll show this other brooch. Ooh, it also can be a buy it now for, oh, this one was 14. Yes. So I think the piano was 20. It might have been that the piano was 20, but Noelle got it for 14. So this is from the 1950s. Buy it now for 14. Butterflies in dark, almost cobalt blue glass, and the kind of like peacock blue rhinestones. It too is about 1.5 inches in diameter. The butterfly brooch? No, Noelle, they did not. They got a butterfly dish from the 1930s. See how it sticks out and it just folds under. It's a fold under. No, Noelle, they got a butterfly dish. Blue glass brooch, Victorian trinket holder. Nope. Thank you, though, Noelle. No. No one claimed this. I was surprised for $14. I sold like 1930s kind of marigold carnival. It's Imperial Glass or one of those companies, big butterfly dish. So there you go. Buy it now for 14. And this will come back at a higher price later. Okay. Well, I didn't get any requests to show anything in particular. Well, let me show this one last time. And that's it. Okay. This started at 20. And then that's it for the night. I have a bunch of dinner stuff prepared and a little bit of like organic, freshly made tapioca pudding from the organic little market and deli in town. I'm going to go hang out and stare at some TV. So this piece that I picked up, but I didn't believe it was vintage. I felt like it had been redone because of these clasp pieces and the metal in it. But in fact, this is vintage. It has a 2-inch extender. It is copper luster pearls with tiny copper seed beads. Graduating sizes of these faux pearls. These are plastic ABs. And then it's all tangled up at the moment. I should be showing it this way. It's the only multi-strand necklaces like this can be a pain in the butt because of that particular issue of constantly figuring out what goes where, which I don't have the time for right now. So I also didn't think it was vintage because it has this metal kind of box, gold tone box chain going through here. But it is, I looked it up, and it has varying lengths also of the where the end caps, the filigreed end caps are. So there's there and there. And good night, Noelle. Thank you, honey. Have a great weekend. And it falls 18 inches right to here and 14 right to here. And it's pretty dense. So it's like a full collar necklace at 20. Okay. That's it. Thank you, Noelle. Bye. Okay. So I'm going to go have dinner. I feel like my Friday format went really well. I'm happy with it. And I'm happy that all of you came in and hung out with me. And I appreciate you. Yes, I do. Very much. I will see everyone in chats tomorrow. I do have a potluck road association thing for my country neighborhood. And then there's a fundraiser going on for victims of the Texas flood with a bunch of resellers tomorrow. If you go to Two Old Guys Vintage and Resell, Mark and Michael, they have the link for it. And I'm going to do my best to pop in and wait my turn to sell some items. All of the proceeds go directly through the HEB grocery stores program to the victims of the flood. So I'm going to do my best to sell a few things and donate the money tomorrow. Okay? So hopefully I'll see you then. Good night. Good night, everyone. Big hugs. Thank you. See you later. Oops.